Hello everyone, and welcome back to What If Deku Had Great Sage. Now, I know it's been a while since I last posted. I think it's been 2 months, but I was having some issues with my PC and I couldn't fix them, so I just decided to save up for a new laptop. Now that I have my new laptop, I should be posting normally now. So, as usual, I would ask you to please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It will really help my channel grow, and I'm just gonna get into it. Analysis of the quirk Zero Gravity is now complete. Zero gravity? How does that work?
Answer.
The quirk Zero Gravity gives the user the ability to alter the gravity of an object or person, causing the object or person to float in the air as if they were weightless. The user can then change the gravity of the person or object back to its original state, causing them to fall back to the ground. However, this ability can only be activated upon physical contact with the object the user wants to change the gravity of. This quirk sounds innocent, but it has the potential to be quite deadly. Using this power, you could drop someone from a very high altitude or drop very heavy objects on your opponent. Both scenarios could cause permanent injury or even death to the victim. I should be careful while using this power. Izuku's inner monologue was interrupted when he heard, are you okay? You've been spaced out for quite some time. Did you hit your head? I'm sorry. My name is Izuku Midoriya. Thank you for saving me. What's your name? My name is Uraka Ochaka. Are you applying to UA? Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get into the hero course. Me too. There was a silence. I think I'll just go in. See ya. Ochako ran into the UA halls, leaving Izuku by himself once again. When Izuku walked inside the briefing room, he was somewhat surprised to see a large amount of people gathered inside. It would seem that the applications for UA were at an all-time high. I mean, it wasn't really surprising because UA was the #1 school in Japan, so naturally it got the most applications. However, something was different this year. There was a rumor going around that the #1 hero, All Might, would be teaching at UA for the foreseeable future. This caused most of the people who wouldn't bother applying to UA out of fear of being rejected to shoot their shot anyway. The room was somewhat dark, with a large screen being the only source of light. At the center of the room, Izuku could see a stage, and on that stage stood one person. A person that looked very familiar to Izuku. A man with earphones, large, spiky blonde hair, and sunglasses. OMG, that's President Mike. I used to listen to his radio shows all the time before I started training. I can't believe I'm meeting him in real time. Izuku continued to mumble to himself until he was stopped by a sharp glare from Bakugo, which honestly shocked him more than anything because ever since they had the big fight, Bakugo rarely, if ever, reacted to anything he did. Alright people, today you're going to be taking your entrance exams. After I draw the lot, you all head down to your specified centers. Izuku looked down to see a card on his table with his name on it, and next to his name there was letter B. I guess this is the center I'm assigned to. Izuku took a glance at Bakugo's card, which stated that he was specified to block A. I guess it's to stop people from the same school from teaming up in the exam. Not as if Bakugo would team up with me anyway. Okay, in every center, there are three types of enemies. One pointer, two pointers, and three pointers. As the name suggests, these are the points you'll be receiving after defeating these types of enemies. They're points scale with difficulty, so choose your opponents wisely, or you might be in for a world of hurt. Before President Mike could continue, he was interrupted by a tall boy with blue hair and glasses. Excuse me, you said there were three types of enemies, correct? Yeah, said President Mike. But on this print, there's four. Is this an error from the school's part? If so, I'll be most disappointed. You're always the #1 school. It should set a great example for the rest. Before Ida could continue, President Mike interrupted him. Calm down. I was getting to that. There is a fourth, and it's the most difficult enemy in the exam. It's the 0-pointer. To be honest, this guy is just an obstacle you should avoid. Thank you for clearing that up, sir, said Ida before he sat back down. After President Mike had finished with the presentation, the large group of students split up into smaller groups, each heading towards their respective centers. After Izuku and Group B had arrived at their center, they were in awe to see that it was a perfect replica of their city. Wow, so this is my first trial, my first step on the way to #1 hero. As Izuku was hyping himself up, he saw the girl who had saved him at the front entrance. She looked very nervous. In fact, she looked as if she was 2 seconds away from passing out. I should go say hi and wish her luck. But before Izuku could reach the girl, he was interrupted once again by the blue-haired boy. What are you doing? Why are you trying to approach her? I just want to wish her luck. No, you're trying to ruin her chances. Focus on your own. Just focus on yourself. Everyone has high nerves. We don't need you trying to distract us before the exam even begins. From the background, Izuku could hear, "Hey, isn't that the kid that can copy quirks?" Nah, it can't be him. He looks too small. And even if that is him, I think that whole rumor is just an over-exaggeration. There's no way someone could have that much power, especially someone so young. It seems that news travels fast. Everyone's attention was drawn to President Mike's voice. What are you all doing there just standing around? There are no countdowns in a real battle. Go, go, go! The area quickly became a war zone as the students jumped over each other trying to get into the center to start the exam and get as many points as they could. Izuku just waited there patiently for everyone to pass before activating combustion wings and then taking off in a blur, his wings only leaving crackling sounds behind. From above, Izuku could see his fellow participants fighting 1 and 2 pointers and the occasional 3-pointer in the first half of Block B. Izuku had no interest in that part though, so he quickly sped up to the second half of Block B, where he knew no one had reached yet, meaning that he could use combustion wings without fear of hurting anyone. He also knew that the second half of each center had the most 3-pointers, from asking students who were already attending UA. Haha, looks like they're all for me, said Izuku as he gave a giant flap of his wings. The second half of Block B was enveloped in a large, blinding explosion. Izuku had to close his eyes out of fear of being blinded by his own power. When he opened his eyes again, he could only see rubble. The second half of Block B had been turned into ash. He stood there, amazed at his own power. Wow, Looks like I've really made progress. I think I kind of went overboard though. Yeesh. From the teacher's office, there was silence. Everyone had their eyes glued to the screen, in disbelief. A student, no, a child, just turned half the city into ash with ease. How? How can a boy have this much power? Said Aizawa, looking at All Might. Did did you give him one for all? What? No. I've met the kid before, but I didn't know he had this kind of power, and I thought his quirk was electric based. However, All Might's rambling was cut short by Principal Nezu's hysterical laughter. This boy just beat your high score, All Might. He destroyed all the 3-pointers and more than half of the 2-pointers in one blast. I'm afraid we're gonna have to stop the exam here because there won't be any points for the rest of the students. The exam needs to be stopped and resumed at a later date. President Mike, can you please send an announcement to all participants saying that they need to stop and that Izuku has passed the exam. Izuku was flying in the air, taking it easy. He was now using bat wings instead of combustion wings, as leaving them out would only cause more damage to the already destroyed Block B. He knew he would pass. All he had to do was wait. A scream echoed throughout Block B. Midoriya turned around to see it was Ochako stuck underneath rubble, and behind her was the 0-pointer, a giant machine that towered over the buildings. Oh no, it's going to crush her. Before Izuku had time to think, his body moved on its own towards the 0-pointer, activating his shock whips. The electrical whips wrapped around the large robot and sent a large current into it, causing the 0-pointer to short circuit and fall to the ground, immobile. Izuku didn't have the time to process what just happened before he heard, due to some unexpected events, the exam will be stopped and resumed at a later date. Could all participants please leave Block B? And could participant Izuku Midoriya come to the teacher's office? Stay behind. And that's what I'm going to be leaving off for this episode. If you like my content and you want to see more, please, I remind you again to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment so that my videos will become more recommended. And without further ado, peace. And that is where I'm going to be leaving off for this episode. If you like my content and you want to see more, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment if you can. It will really help my channel grow and help my videos gain more attention. With that being said, see you all next time.